Hi everyone, so seeing as how summer is fast approaching us, I know a lot of your concerns will be how to keep your legs looking silky smooth and not faffing around with growing your hair long enough to wax, or if you get irritated skin from shaving, then that can be an issue as well. And I have mentioned a few times that I am a huge fan of epilating. Now, for those of you who don't know, an epilator is a electrical device, so we call it, that has lots of tiny little tweezers in it that works in a way that just rolls over your skin, and the little tweezers pick up all the stray hairs and just give you a really lovely kind of smooth area. Now, a few of the common questions you get with epilating are, does it hurt? Another one is, a lot of people are worried because they're quite expensive. A lot of people are worried that they can give you ingrowing hairs. So in this video I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about epilating, and then talk to you a little bit as well about the different types of epilators that I've tried and what I think of them. So first thing is, does epilating hurt? Epilating does really hurt, as does any kind of method of hair removal which pulls the hair from the root. The difference between the pain of epilating and the pain of waxing is that with waxing, you're pulling out all the hair all in one go. So you pull the strip and it pulls it all out in one go. With epilating, it's more of an ongoing pain, and I would describe it more as kind of a burning sensation type of pain, as opposed to just one sharp pull. The difference depends on you as a person, and depends on what type of pain threshold you have. Obviously, the longer you do it, the more used to it you'll get, and to me now, I've been epilating for about 3 years and it doesn't hurt me at all. I can just do it, and it's a slightly uncomfortable feeling, but that's it. It's not a painful sensation. So that's what I want to try and kind of make you realise, is that it does hurt, yes, but it's not an excruciating pain, and it's a pain that you will get used to. The difference between how long it lasts and how long wax lasts is slightly different, even though manufacturers will have you believe that your legs can stay smooth for up to 4 weeks with epilating. I don't think that is the case, because your hairs don't all grow in the same cycle, they don't all grow at the same speed, so it does depend on the type of hair you've got and how long you'd have to wait in between waxing. I would say that your legs can stay smooth for up to 2 to 3 weeks, if you're lucky 3 weeks. But I tend to kind of top up in between, and that's the beauty of epilating. You don't have to wait a month for your leg hairs to grow really long and feel like a complete just minger. So you can epilate. When you wax, you'd have to wait a while for the hairs to grow. With epilating, that's not the case. Your hairs do have to be a minimum length, so you can't shave and then the next day expect to be able to epilate. They do have to be a minimum length, but it is a very small price to pay, and it is a very small period of waiting time, so that's a really great thing. And yeah, I'm just going to show you the 2 epilators. Now, I have actually got 3 epilators, don't ask me why, but the first epilator I bought was a old Braun epilator, and it was one of their first ones, and it wasn't a particularly good one, and I wouldn't really recommend that one, so I'm not going to mention that one. But I've got a Braun epilator here and a Phillips epilator here, which aren't really that comparable in terms of price or in terms of how new they are, because the Braun one that I've got is one of the newer models, and with epilating, the newer models are quite different in terms of how they work to the older models, which I'll discuss with you in a minute. But just a little background story for the Braun epilator. I bought the Braun epilator, which is this one, and I'm just going to double check for you what the name of this epilator is. I believe it's called the Braun Silk-épil Xpressive Pro Wet and Dry Body and Face Rechargeable Epilator, and it retails at £139.99. So I'm just checking, I've got the Boots website open because I wanted to make sure I had all the info for you. So I had this a while ago. I bought it about a year and a half ago when it was on offer for around £70. So I didn't pay full price for it. I bought it when it was on offer. And I loved it as soon as I bought it, and I used it loads. And the selling point for me was the smart light that it has on it and the fact that you can use it in the bath as well. So I'll switch it on for you. It's got 2 different speeds. This is the first one. So you press that down and it goes back. And I'm sure you can see right here, look, it has a light. And then that's the highest speed. I just realised you probably won't be able to hear what I was saying while I had it on. But it has a light which shines on the area, and because you're holding it this way, the problem is the epilator casts a shadow on your skin, which then kind of makes you not be able to see really well what you're doing. So the light is an absolutely genius addition to the epilator because it really makes it visible. And it's kind of like, you know, when you're sat in daylight and you think you've got smooth legs, and then you go outside and you're sat in daylight and you can see loads of little ones that you've missed, and it really bugs you. That won't happen with this because you've got really bright light that will show you every little hair. So that is a really great one. But I'd had mine for about a year and a half, and then for some reason the charger of it broke. Now I have an issue with the charger of this epilator. It is one of those like shaving chargers where it's 2 plugs. Now for those of you who live in the UK, you'll know that we have 3 plugs as opposed to 2 plugs. So I had to then go out and buy a separate plug, which I think is kind of annoying, specifically because this isn't an epilator that's meant to be used while it's plugged in. Because it can be used while your skin is wet, you don't plug it in. It doesn't work when it's plugged in. So the idea that you should be plugging it in your bathroom, I think, is kind of ridiculous. But that's just the way they sell it, and I do think it's kind of annoying that I had to then go out and buy this because it was just an extra faff. But hey ho. But anyway, I'd had it for a while and my charger had stopped working. So I sat on it for a while and I kind of tried to get my boyfriend's dad to fix it and things, and it just wasn't working, and I was really gutted. So then I thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to email Braun and see what happens. So I kindly was emailed back from them. I sent them an email discussing what the problem was, and they sent me an email back with a free purchase address and gave me full instructions to print out the email, describe what the problem was, give my address, my name, my phone number, and proof of purchase. Now I didn't have proof of purchase because it was a year and a half ago and I didn't know where I put the receipt, and I couldn't be bothered to start faffing around with my bank statements. But I knew that it was under the 2-year guarantee, and I knew I hadn't had it for the full 2 years. So the woman said that if it was under the guarantee, they would fix it or replace it, and if it wasn't under guarantee, then they would send me a letter telling me how much it would cost to fix it. So that was what I did. And I sent it on a Saturday, and then a week later, on the following Saturday, the post arrived and I had a brand new epilator courtesy of Braun. Now I think that's really amazing customer service. I love the fact that she replied so quickly to me to the email, told me specifically what to do, and I really can't fault Braun for their customer service. It was impeccable. So if any of you have that type of problem, and I do know that when I mentioned it in a video a while ago, somebody told me that you had that problem, send it to them. It really is worth it, and you know you can either pay to get it fixed, or if you are under guarantee, you'll get a new one. So it is really worth doing. So yeah, I have had my new one in my life now. I'm really chuffed about it. I've used it a couple of times. Like I said, you can use this while you're in the bath, which is good because it kind of minimises the pain a little bit. But I prefer not using it in the bath because I feel like it kind of makes the hair softer and it's harder to grab the hairs if you do it that way. But that's just my personal preference. It depends on what you like. So if you can see right here, all those little parts right down there are all the tweezers. So they're tiny little tweezers that grab the hairs as they go, and these rolly bits here are just kind of massage balls that are meant to make the experience more pleasant. As you can see, it kind of moves, so it adapts itself to the contours of your body. You can use this on your face. I haven't used it on my face just because I don't know, I just don't think it's particularly appealing to me to use it on my face. But you can use it on your face if you want to. You can use it on your sort of the sides of your bikini area, legs, underarms. I don't use it on anywhere apart from my legs because my underarms are too sensitive, and I wax on my bikini area, so this is perfect for the leg area. Then while I was waiting for this I wasn't waiting for it to get fixed because it was my fault. I dawdled and didn't send it to get fixed for ages and ages because I just didn't get around to going to the post office. But while I was waiting, I had been given this epilator by a friend, and it's one of the Phillips epilators. Now I'm just going to double check for you again what this one is called and how much it costs. This is the Phillips HP6509 Stainless Soft Total Body Epilator, and this is uber cheap. It is £27.99, but I think it's on offer at the moment. Normally I think it's around £40, so this is very, very, very inexpensive. And basically the difference between the two of these is this one doesn't have a light. This one can't be used in the bath, and this one is a cord one. So if I unplug this and try and turn it on, it doesn't work. So if I plug it in, and then it's plugged into the mains right here behind me. If I switch that on, and I'll show you how this works. So you plug that in, and then just... Now, this one rotates really, really fast, which I quite like. I think it's quite useful, but if you don't like that, then you know, if you're a first timer and you want to kind of ease yourself into the process, then you might be a little peed off about that one. But yeah, I actually think that for the price, this is a really, really nice epilator, and it's obviously a earlier generation epilator than the Braun one, because this is kind of more of a high-tech generation epilator, and obviously has more things. Now, both of these have different attachments. The lighting's just changed and I now look blue. These have attachments. This one has a trimmer and shaver attachment, and also a kind of face attachment that's like a smaller compartment. This one has a trimmer and shaver attachment. I don't tend to use the trimmer and shaver attachments, but they are useful to have, and they're useful as well if your spouse likes to trim their facial hair, because mine has been known to use my epilator to do that, put the trimmer attachment and just trim their facial hair, because it's kind of useful. But yeah, if I had to choose one or the other, I would choose the Braun one, just because I like the light and things. But if you're on a budget, this one, don't think that just because it's under £30, it's not worth a try, because this is a really decent epilator. And if you are a first time epilator, whatever you're going to use is really, really going to hurt. But I do think that the Braun epilator hurts a little bit less because of the kind of rolly ball action, and I don't know exactly why it hurts a little bit less, but it does hurt not as much as this one. But if you're on a budget, this is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic buy, and it is a really, really good little device. And, you know, it's really, really inexpensive. And we now have a police chase going on outside my house. Yeah, very, very inexpensive, and a great kind of little addition to your hair removal routine, because like I said in summer, if you don't like shaving your legs, then this is a really, really great thing, because it means that you can keep your legs smooth all the time without having to wait those massive long periods of growing your legs and just living in maxi dresses as opposed to denim shorts, because it is too shameful to bare your hairy legs. So that's the scoop on epilators. Now, another question that you get asked a lot is, do they cause ingrown hairs? Like any hair removal method that includes removing hair from the root, it does kind of encourage ingrown hairs, but they're not very, very bad. And if you maintain a kind of exfoliating routine, I suggest just using exfoliating gloves every day in the shower, really, because I think that's just the kind of quickest and cheapest and easiest way to make sure that you've got no dead skin cells. Then you can really minimise the problem. And if you're really worried about it after you epilate, then go over your skin with a facial toner and some sort of anti-ingrowing hair cream. I know Veet does one that's quite good. So that's how you can tackle that problem if that's your issue. Like I said, this one is one that works being plugged in the mains, and it is a normal plug, not one of the weird shaded plugs, so it's a normal UK plug. So I think it's quite interesting to compare the two, because they're kind of obviously completely different price ranges and completely different brands, but in terms of what they actually do, they both do the job. One just makes it a little bit more comfortable, but the thing is, it costs a lot more. So in terms of price, this one wins hands down, but it's just slightly a little bit more uncomfortable, and yeah, that's kind of the downside of that one. This one is a little bit more comfortable to use, but the only thing is it doesn't hold its charge for too long. So after you've used it, you do have to fully charge it, and it is a really, really nice epilator. Like I said, I have used another Braun one before this one, which I really didn't get on with very well, and I really do like this one. And you can just click right here, and this is how you change the head to the kind of trimmer and shaver head, which is quite useful. And with this one, you just slide it that way and swap to the trimmer and shaver head. So they're both quite nice, but if I show you what the actual head looks like, the difference with this one is that you get 6 small tweezer heads. With this one, you kind of get a lot more in one go. It's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, more like 12. So you kind of get 2 more. Obviously, it rotates the whole time, so you're not getting just each in one go. But if you can see, the difference between the size of the tweezers as well is different. These are kind of chunkier, so less likely to grab the really, really fine hairs. And like I said, it is a really, really great addition to your hair removal routine, and if you're not sure about it, then purchase this, because like I said, it's £27. It won't break the bank. Purchase this, see how you get on with it, and the best method is to kind of shave your legs and then wait a week or two, and then they'll be at their kind of optimal length for you to then start epilating without it being too painful, because if they're too long, like waxing, it's more painful, and if they're too short, then it just won't do the job, and that is totally pointless. So you want to kind of wait for them to be the right length. But if you're unsure or new to epilating, go and buy this one, because like I said, very, very cheap, and you can just give it a go, see how you feel about it, see how you get on with it, and you can kind of be your own judge. I have a friend actually who has never tried epilating, and I am going to lend this one to her to have a go and see how she gets on with it, and I might let you know how she likes it, because like I said, I've been epilating for years, and the first time you do it, it hurts like hell, and you will be kind of cursing the idea. You'll probably be cursing me for making you try it, but as soon as you get on with it a little bit more, it is a really, really great method, and easy, convenient, no mess, and it takes a little bit longer than shaving, obviously, but I think it's probably a little bit quicker than waxing. So I hope you found this video useful. If you've got any questions or anything like that, then obviously pop them in the comments below, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.